Welcome back to another episode of the Power Perspective Podcast. We are with Sage Gatlin. We can start off with just tell us about kind of your background, where you're from, a little introduction to yourself.
How y'all doing? My name is Sage Gatlin. Like you said, I'm from Trumbull, Connecticut. I am currently a professional model and I make content and I also day trade. And recently graduated college about a year last month I made. I have a degree in business management, currently not using it. Yeah, that's me.
Do you plan on using your degree at all? Are you not interested in pursuing anything in business management?
Currently, I'm not really pursuing the 9 to 5. I think that's where my mindset is at. I think I'm using my degree to some extent with some of the stuff that I'm working on, such as like my time management with content and, being able to manage going in and out the city, traveling, doing things of that nature. Also, managing finances around it. Yeah, I'm using it to some extent, but definitely not in the 9 to 5 aspect. That's kind of the realm I'm trying to escape.
So when you say you're trying to stay away from the realm of 9 to 5, is it the idea of a 9 to 5? Is it the time that you're putting into a 9 to 5? Or are you just more one of those people that just never looked forward to having like a boss and like working and clocking in?
It's funny because I remember when we first filmed this, you asked like that question, and I think my answer was that I just never wanted to work for someone again because, I've done Amazon. I've worked at like Target for stocking the shelves when I was younger. I've worked at Goodwill, and my first job was like a fast food restaurant. And I remember I knew I didn't want to do the 9 to 5 from my very first job, which was at that fast food restaurant, because I had to deal with the managers and I didn't have a good manager at that time. And she was very bossy. I remember I quit one day just because of how she was talking to me. Like she was telling me like how to pack a bag. Like I didn't know how to do it. Like, but she was just talking to me crazy, almost like I was beneath her. I'm like, bro, we're damn near making the same like wage right now. Like who are you? Like, you feel me? So that was when my first like perspective on the whole 9 to 5 thing was formed. I did it to make money throughout college because that's what I needed to do. But coming out of college, my mindset was, oh, I want to do this day trading thing and not have to work a 9 to 5, And now it's kind of turned into with the modeling and the stuff that I've been blessed with along the way that I could still make money on a consistent basis while pursuing the day trading realm of things.
Not random, but I hear a lot of people always talk about like the horror stories of Amazon. Is it really that bad?
Nah, I would say I get where they're coming from. You do work. Like if you work for Amazon, you're gonna work, and they're gonna hold you to like a very tight routine, tight schedule, strict rules that you can't break. But I was a driver. I wasn't in the factory. They actually they were very good to me. I only worked like 3 days a week, but they would give me like extra shifts. And, at that time I was probably making like a band, 200-300 a week just off of that from like, I think it was like 10-hour, not even 10-hour shifts because I would finish early. But I actually, bro, crazy story. I had actually not crashed the van, but I busted up the van a little bit. The van was actually straight, but I had tried parallel parking and I went a little too far back and I had hit someone's license plate off, like the license plate cover, tapped it off, and they had to deal with that. I'm pretty sure the person tried getting money out of them for that. And then I had done it again, bro. I remember I was taking a wide right-hand turn, bro. Back of the truck scraped somebody's bumper, pops it out, bro. So I had dealt with stuff like that, but they were cool to me. They were like, nah, it's fine. Like, we'll give you like another chance. Like, you're young, feel me? You're just trying to make money. They were very cool and transparent about everything. And
when you crash though, what do they do to you? Like, are you in trouble in any way, or is it they just have to like kind of eat that with the insurance?
It was like I think they call them logistics companies. So like they were contracted by Amazon. So the logistics company just handled it through the insurance and everything. So I wasn't affected by it at all. I still got my pay. So I was like, I was like, it is what it is. You know, it was embarrassing, but it's like, I definitely learned from that. And obviously like that gave me another, kind of aspect of, oh, I don't want to have to deal with this type of stuff, bro. Like I want to be able to make my own money. Like not have to deal with that worry about clocking in. Am I going to lose my job because I did something wrong? And yeah, that's kind of how I dealt with that. And that was the first summer where I actually got exposed to like money, like money, like fast money and like money that I could make myself because I was doing content on TikTok. And that was when I started making like decent amount of money. Like within 3 months, I knew like, okay, I'm not like, I shouldn't have to work a 9 to 5 if I could figure something out outside of like that whole realm. So yeah.
You also talked about how you do stock trading, right? So that's kind of another avenue that you use to stay out of this 9 to 5 thing. A lot of people don't know kind of how to do stock trade or what stock trade is. Like, what do you do in the market that you bring revenue back?
You know, it's very funny because there's a whole bunch of aspects that I could talk about stocks all day, like what I do, how I do it. But people ask like a lot because I don't bring it up like to people like that I day trade because automatically people are going to ask you like, oh, how do you do that? Like, how can I make money? And to me, it's like, to me, I've been doing this for like 3 years, at least, actually more than 3 years, like 4 years since I was a junior and beginning of my junior year. And actually, even before that, I was exposed to it. I was exposed to it back when GameStop was you remember when that happened, when GameStop was booming? That was years ago. That was like 6, 7 years ago. So I already knew what that was. I didn't know back then that I could do it or wanted to do it. But then I realized in college that, okay, there's actually something here. Look, when I'm looking at the charts, it's not something that I like, it's not work to me. It's like fun, if that makes sense. Now it's kind of digressed a little bit. Now it's become more of a job, something that I have to hold myself accountable to. But, you know, to each person, they have their own journey with stocks, whatever you're doing. Like I day trade, I catch momentum, I scout, do that type of stuff. But it's taken a while to even like get my own system. Like I would say over the past year, I started taking it very serious, like really putting a lot of time into it, you know, doing the statistics, like keeping track in the spreadsheets, damn near like doing like accounting stuff. That is what I have to do for all my trades and stuff. I have to back test them and, you know, find out like, am I winning and losing correctly? That's all it is. It's kind of like if I had to compare it to something, it's like basketball. You know, you got to put in the reps and you're going to mess up and you got to learn from the mistakes, but keep correcting them. And you'll learn over time with it. That's why like when people ask me, oh, how do I do it? How do I do it? I can't tell you because it was a journey just for me to get to where I am right now. So I can't give you what I did and then like you're going to be able to do it. No, you're going to see it differently. And, you know, you gotta stay with it, stay consistent with it. That's all it is.
When you say that you have to win or lose correctly, what do you mean by that?
A lot of people think that this stock market is just, I'm going to put my money in. Let's say most people, they would probably put in like 500, if that, if someone had $500 to put in there into their brokerage account, they're going to say, I'm going to win. They're going to think they're just going to win and be able to make money every single day. Like most people think when I say I'm profitable, people would think, oh, I'm just making money every single day. No, today I lost $400. So it's not you're winning, but that's a good loss. That's a good day for me. So it's not like, well, it's not a good day, but it's like, that is within my system. Like you have to lose in order to make money, but you have to lose less than you're winning, you know, like, and not in the sense of lose less. Like you could lose 7 out of 10 trades and still be profitable if your system is like that. So like you just have to make sure your winners are greater than your losers. So you have to lose correctly and you have to follow the system. That's what I mean by lose and win correctly. Because you could win wrong. You could win wrong. Last year I had made like 10,000 within a month and a half. And I didn't make it the right way. So I kept pursuing the money in the way that I made the 10 grand. And then I have give back, you know, like I started to give back like one day I think I had lost like 2 grand. Then the next day, the emotions kicked in, lost another 1,700. Then I was like, okay, I got to lock in and really see, what am I doing wrong? How is this happening? And that's how I've gotten to this point where I'm like, okay, I know what a good losing day looks like. I know what a good lost trade looks like. I do know when to stop. I do know when to keep going. So, but it's taking time, and that's just the reps. It's the reps, and every day is like another rep.
So I want to kind of switch gears a little bit. Talk about how you got into modeling, how it came to be, and a few things that you're looking to reach as far as modeling can take you.
Well, a lot of people know that I played sports my whole life. Like, modeling was never on the forefront of my mind. I had actually done it when I was a kid. I forget that all the time. Like, I had done Nerf commercials when I was a kid. I did Toys R Us catalogs. I was decent money as a kid. I don't know why I stopped, but well, I do know why I stopped. I stopped because I was listening to other people. Like, other people were picking on me and stuff because, like, oh, that's stupid. Like, you're in the commercials, like this and that. But they were just hating. You feel me? The whole time I'm making paper as a kid. Why would you stop doing it? You know, Khan Academy. The little tutoring thing they had when we were a kid. Bro, I was on that on the website holding the book, and I forget about that all the time. But I stopped because I was listening to people, bro. Listening to people. That's the worst thing you could do. Listen to what other people are saying about what you got going on that's good in your life. And I didn't realize that as a kid. But that's why it's funny, I'm actually in this industry now, like how many years later, 12 years later, or how many, 9, whatever. But when I was in college and I was meeting new people and I was playing basketball, and I would say around the age of like 21, 20, that was kind of when my face like structure got like really like strong. That's when I started hearing, you look like a model. Do you model? Like, you should model. I started hearing that all the time. Even from my coaches, they would be like, oh yeah, this is our model. Like, this is our model on the team right here. I didn't hate hearing it, but I would just be like, it was like something was there, like, and it kind of built up over time. So when I graduated college, I had, I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. Obviously I want to do the day trading, but I'm realizing that it takes money to make money. Like, and I mean, I'm like, where I'm trying to go is going to take like a lot of money to make a lot of money, So I'm like, all right, bro, how can I make money? That's when I started doing the content. And then I started hearing it on TikTok more because I used to go live a lot. And a lot of people would be commenting like, oh, you look like a model. And they would say I look like, what's that streamer's name? I don't think I look like him. They would say like Marlon a lot. And I'm like, bro, I don't look like him. But I'm like, whole time I'm thinking, bro, it got to a point where I'm like, bro, I should probably just try to model. Like, if everyone's saying this, like, you look like you could do it. So then I ended up taking the digitals, and they were just raw digitals. They were like, bro, picture I'm standing against one of these walls. It was like that, like, shirt off, shorts, and just from my iPhone, no professional photos or anything. And I ended up submitting those to Muse in New York City. They had gone back to me like 2 days later after I submitted them online. And they were like, come in, we want to meet you, take your sizes, this and that. Whole time I'm feeling great. I'm like, yes, I'm in there. Like, I'm going to do it. And then after that, I remember, I think it was on the train ride home, or as soon as I got home, bro, I was like, yes, they loved me. Bro, she emailed me. She was like, cool lady too. I can't remember her name, but she was like, oh, your sizes are too big. Like, you're too big. Like, but she recommended me to try Wilhelmina Sports and Fitness Division. Now, it took me 2 months after that because I was like, bro, like, it didn't work. Like, because I had submitted to like 3 agencies. I submitted to Muse, IMG, and I think Ford. And IMG Ford didn't get back to me, but Muse got back to me. They didn't like me. So I'm like, damn, this must not be for me, bro. It took a 2 month, like, I didn't even worry about it for 2 months. And I went to Houston, and that was when my cousin had his wedding. Everyone there is telling me, bro, you look like a model. You look like a model, this and that. I'm like, oh my gosh, bro. Like, are you trying to tell me something, God? Like, do I got to do this again? Bro, my homie Will, basically my cousin, bro, he told me, he was like, bro, and I'm not gonna lie, this was after we took a couple shots. I'm not gonna lie. So you know how that gets when everybody starts filming just flowing. He was like, bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like, bro, you gotta go back, bro. And you gotta go, or you gotta do this modeling thing, bro. Like, you got the look, bro. Like, feel me? You getting strong, this and that. Like, you got the physique for it. Just hyping me up, bro. Like, you know what? He's right, bro. As soon as I got back, bro, I took the digitals, put them into Wilhelmina because she had recommended me to the sports and fitness division. So I'm like, let me just submit them, bro. See what they say, bro. It literally takes like 5 minutes on your phone. So I'm like, okay, let me just do it. Mike gets back to me. That's my agent now. He gets back to me within like I want to say 2 hours, if that, maybe 30 minutes. He's like, oh, how are you doing? This and that, yada, yada, yada. He's like, can you take a video for me? Like, I want to see your, what did he say? Condition or something like that. Your conditioning. And he's talking about my face and everything, but he wanted to see it through the video. So I take it and I take it inside. And he was like, no, can you go outside where there's natural lighting, this and that? And he was like, you look great. Can you come in tomorrow? I'm like, what? I'm feeling good at this point because I'm like, okay, this feels different than the first time. And then I remember I prayed that night too. I'm like, yo, God, if this is meant to be, like, please just let them say yes. If it's not meant to be, let them say no. And I remember I went in the next day. I'd filmed everything too, taking pictures on the way there. I just felt great. And I met him and he was like, yeah, I'm going to talk to my people, but it's probably going to be a yes. Like, we want you on our team. And then, bro, from there, I'm on a train ride home. He sent over the contract. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then a lot of people don't even know, I almost actually sold. I almost sold because I remember I had asked to change the rates and everything. And I shouldn't have been doing that as a beginning like model. And he almost said like, oh no, it's fine. Like, we'll just like help me move on or whatever. But it ended up working out because I talked to him and, you know, told him my concerns. And he was very transparent with me about everything. And yeah, now I'm here. You know, I got a great team. Tell me, like, they're just great. I saw them 2 times this week. Always, bro. I can't explain to you. It's like, they're cool. They're cool people. And I'm very glad that that's where I've ended up. And that's where I'll be for, you know, at least the next 2 years I'm signed for. You know, hopefully they keep me for a while. But, you know, it's good. And I've been able to work with Under Armour because of them, Louis Vuitton. And, you know, who knows who's next. But, you know, that's how I got into it.
So it's called Wilhelmina, right? That's like the big one in New York, right?
Yeah, they're up there with like Ford, IMG. I would say Ford, IMG, Wilhelmina are like some of the top ones in New York. Yeah.
And then you say you got to work with Under Armour.
Yes.
Are you on the website?
Yeah. I went onto the website like 2 weeks ago, and because when I first got my pictures up there, I was like, wow, this is really crazy. And then it became like a routine to me because I was going there, taking the pictures, coming back, they would put the pictures up. Then one day I went to check after a while, I hadn't checked for a while, and I see the Gunna collab that I did for their Bouncy T series. And then it's just me, like me, just right there, like a video just playing of me. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. And then, bro, the ads be popping up on my, you know, when you're going through the Instagram stories, bro, people be sending me the ads. They'll see me, they'll be sending me the posts, and I'll just be like, damn, yeah, it is kind of crazy. Like, because that's what I used to wear Under Armour in college too. I say that all the time. Like, I'll be wearing it, bro. It'll be right here, the little logo. So I'm like, damn, it's crazy that I'm actually like modeling for them now. Like, I don't know. It's a weird feeling, but yeah.
So are you also on the Louis Vuitton website too?
No, I wish I was on the Louis Vuitton website. I mean, hopefully one day I could walk or do something like that for them. But the event that I did was like a showroom. So I was basically trying on the clothes for their board members, like for the next season.
Is it like you gotta, so how do you know when you're gonna be, do they tell you that you're gonna be on the website? Or is it something that you kind of just find out when you find out?
So there's like e-com, there's campaigns that are called, oh my God, what do you call them? Editorial. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff. Like, you know, based on like the contract you're signed for, what you're going to be on. So like anything that's like showroom runway, you're probably not going to be on like the like website. You might end up like, maybe for runway, you may end up on their Instagram or something like that, because that's like they're promoting that type of stuff on their Instagrams, like their fashion shows and stuff. But I mean, usually everything I do for Under Armour goes up there, because I either go to their marketing or e-commerce studio. So that's like everything that goes up online.
You're constantly building, like you're growing really fast. It's always the next thing, it's the next brand. Like, do you have a thing that kind of keeps you present day in the moment?
I would say it's not very like thinking about, oh, next brand, this, that for me, because I don't take it for granted. Like I'm really enjoying everything that I'm able to experience with it. I would say that I don't have like high expectations for it, and not like to say that in a negative way. Like I'm not like, oh, I need to be doing this right now. Why am I not working with this brand yet? Like the brand that I really want to work with is Calvin Klein, or like a Hanes or something like that, like an underwear type campaign or something like that. And I haven't gotten that yet. But in my head, I'm not like, oh, you're not doing like, you must be doing something wrong. Like you're not doing what you should be doing right now. Like, no, I know like it takes time for stuff. Like you can't rush. You just got to stay in the moment. I would say what helps me stay present, I'll say the gym, like, and not in a cliche way. Like the gym helps me like realize that it takes time for everything. Like over the past 8 months, I've put on about like 35 pounds, and I've really changed kind of like my physique. Like, I had a great physique before, but I wanted kind of more, I guess, or I almost just fell in love with like the results that I was getting. And I saw over time, I'm like, wow, like I outgrew some of these shirts, like, and that took time. Like I got my biceps or triceps bigger. That took time. I got my core more defined. That took time, and, when I wanted to cut, that took time. It took like 3 months to get to where I wanted to be. So that's kind of kept me in the right headspace with everything. And then the market too, the day trading stuff, that keeps me in line, because, I realize that it's going to take time to get the results that I want. Like I can't get everything I want by tomorrow.
Like, do you want to see your face on a bus, or do you want to see your face outside of Target? Or I know you just mentioned Calvin Klein. Is there a specific brands that you have on like not a wish list, but like if I could work with these brands, like what would those brands be?
Obviously, I want to make a lot of money with it, but I don't have like any like standards that I need to hit right now with it. I'm really just enjoying it. Like I'm just enjoying it, man. Because with sports, I feel like it taught me that you can't really like feel like you deserve something, or you can't be like, oh, like I should be getting more play time right now. Everything you got to kind of work for. Like that's the only thing I really can do. That's the only thing I'm in control of. Control what you're in control of. That's one of the best things that I've learned over these past few years. And obviously, I would love to have it would be cool to see my face on like a billboard or something like that. One of my friends actually sent me, I was on like a poster in one of the buildings in New York, and that was very cool. In my head, I'm just like, wow, like it's just cool, But yeah, I'm definitely just very grateful of everything right now. I don't have any expectations for it right now.
Do you think you've gotten some good advice from the people that you've met?
From agents or from like people I've worked with too?
People you've worked with, not agents.
Well, I would say agents they give me great advice and great feedback. He actually just taught me how to actually walk. Like my walk was so raw before, but he helped me last time I was there like 2 days ago, which was good. But the people I work with, yes, like especially at really Under Armour has done a lot of work with me, but at both of their facilities, they kind of they like how the marketing team liked how I model, like for me, it's just like whatever I feel comfortable doing, I do, like whatever pose or whatever, you feel me? If I'm comfortable, usually looks good. They like it, but their team definitely like gives me good feedback. Like with the shoulders and stuff, they'll be like, bro, like shoulders up. I mean, they'll tell me like, oh, like change angles, this and that. Like, yeah, they're cool. They're not like it's like a team, and they've definitely helped me a lot. They've given me a lot of experience for sure. Like I've been there about 8 times this year, so they've definitely like given me the experience, what it feels like to model, what it feels like to be behind the camera or in front of the camera, and how the entire process runs. So I've definitely made a lot of connections there. Obviously on Instagram too, they support with the content and stuff. They love to see the content. A lot of them were happy that I'm posting new content, and they were happy when I worked with Louis. They were very excited. Like they were like, oh, I'm so happy for you. And yeah.
So you just started posting a lot of day in the life, lifestyle, vlog like videos, right? That I've been seeing. By the way, they're fire, by the way. Like you're doing a really great job with that. As far as content, is that just another means of income? Is that something that you've always wanted to do? Now's the right time.
I would definitely say there was like I've always posted content on TikTok, and with Instagram it's weird because I've definitely escaped that I would say ego of not posting because I didn't want to look stupid or you feel me like look crazy in front of my friends or this and that, which is crazy because I have very supportive friends, like brothers that I met through basketball, who always told me like they've always told me like you should be doing, like I could see you doing content without me even asking them. Like I remember we'd be in my dorm room playing a game or something. They'd be like, bro, I could see you like streaming. I could see you doing content, bro. Like you could do that, bro. Just like feel me kind of pouring into me without me even asking. And I would always be so embarrassed, like to like even the thought of it or posting on Instagram specifically. Like I've posted on TikTok a lot throughout the years because that was just easier, I would say. And I would say there was a turning point with my parents because they kind of they caught me in the kitchen one day and I was cooking, and they were like, become more like fit. You put on a lot of muscle. You've changed how you eat. You've like I've done a lot of that stuff, and they said you become a model. Like you got to figure out a way to like build a brand for yourself now. Like they literally said that, like you have to figure out a way to build a brand for yourself. And that's when I started thinking, I'm like, bro, like I have stuff that I'm doing that other people probably would want to do or interested in or trying to do. So like all I have to do is put it out there. And it was never like, oh, I need to make more money off of this, or like I really don't know what it is. I feel like I'm kind of like, it's another thing, like I'm kind of being called to, quote unquote, as cringy as that sounds, because like with the modeling thing, it was never something I wanted to do, but like I feel like it's something that I'm able to do. So now it's like it's not hard, bro. It gives me another thing to do. That was also something I realized. I had another time block in my day that I wasn't maximizing, because I haven't been back testing as much, because now that I have a strategy in the market, it's more so following it. So I'm like, okay, I got to figure out something to do, like to make like money or, help with modeling. And this can do both, and I was like, okay, let me just film what I do. I cut my hair all the time. People don't know how to cut their own hair. Like, let me show people I do that. I retwist my own hair. Let me show people I do that. And I was able to kind of show people what it's like to be a model, like a new model. And people gravitated towards it. My first few videos, though, I'd done a couple fitness ones and a couple here and there, and it didn't catch the the engagement that I wanted, but I kept doing it. Like I kept posting every couple of days, and that allowed me to build a kind of like a format, I would say, that I'm trying to follow now, and people like it. It's definitely helped with my growth over the past month. It's crazy because my homeboy he had told me, he was like, bro, at this rate, you're gonna hit 10K by the end of the month. And we were joking, like we be trolling all the time. And then I looked up like a week later and I'm at like 8K. I'm like, and that was from like, I think I started like 4 or something like, or like maybe 3.9 or something like that. And I'm like, damn. I'm like, what's going on? By the end of the month, I was at like 11K. So I'm like, wow. I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Like, all I got to do is just keep doing what I'm doing. Like, and that'll help with like the modeling and obviously getting the engagement, helping people right now too with fitness. Like, people are have me coaching them online. So, and people that want me to coach them
Wow, that's
online.
crazy.
So, and that was without me even like, feel me, advertising that. But it's like, damn, someone actually sees what I'm doing and recognizes the work it took and wants, like a piece of that. Like, how did you do that? And that's definitely like, I could see that like some of the pieces are coming together. I'm not where I want to be, but I know that it takes time, bro. With time is everything, bro.
Tell me how God has kind of shaped your life and how God has kind of like made room for you to kind of grow into the person that you are.
I almost see it in like stages, I would say. I think the first time I really started trusting in God, because I've known God my whole life. I was raised in the church. So like, I went to church every Sunday. Wednesdays, I was there, a youth group and, kids Bible study and stuff growing up. But I would say the first time I really like had a trust built with him was when I was going through like the hardest probably time in my life. I would say like mentally was when I was kind of transitioning my senior year of college. Right when it had started, I had like some stuff happen, had some health problems, had my grandma who was diagnosed with dementia, and that was just a lot on my mind. Like, that was like almost like a trial period. Like, just like, why is all this happening? Like, why is this happening to me moment? And at that time, I remember like I had just prayed. Like, that was the first time I actually like prayed. Like, I literally got on my knees and I was just like, bro, I was just asking questions and trying to hear from God. And, from there, I had kind of I started reading the word and I was listening to what he was telling me. And that was one of the first time I started working on my body for real. And that was when I had really met you for real. And we started, trying to play basketball. And that was when I really got it stuck in my head that I was going to try to play basketball again. And I had just gotten cut the year before from the basketball team at my college. I tried out and I was like, bro, I'm gonna try again, but I'm gonna try for real this time. And I felt like, bro, with God, I could really do it. Like, he had me in like a different mode. Like, I was working hard. Like, it was the first time I ever worked hard. That was when I realized that, okay, hard work does breed something. And
We were in the gym like every day too. I remember
every single day, I remember I was looking at my old film and I saw I was in the gym at like 12 a.m. just trying to escape like my head. Like, bro, I can't even explain to you, like it was just like, bro, it was like therapy for me. It was like, I knew I was getting better. I knew I could go in there and just lose myself. Like, and he gave me something to get me through that time, which was basketball. So that's why I'm very grateful for that. But I ended up going on to play basketball. And that's a very short summary of that. My senior year of college, through everything I was kind of dealing with mentally, I was able to do that. And that was when I learned that, okay, God is really like just powerful. Like, because I know I didn't do that by myself. And he gave me a lot of strength mentally and physically to be able to do what I went to do. He gave me the ability to realize my body could do things I never did before. Like, I remember telling my mom, like, I was jumping. Like, I hadn't been jumping for like 2 years. And I remember I did a left-right plant and I'm a right-left jumper. I'd never done that before. Caught like put back dunk off of that. And that had helped impress the coaches to get me onto the team. Like, being able to just be athletic and run the floor, like kind of just moving how I hadn't moved before, or like should have been moving for how long I was training for. I was only training for like 3 weeks, maybe ahead of that. I was able to run. I think what was it? I was trying to run like, I had a specific time on the track I was able to crush. Like I was able to finish that over a 2 or 3 week span. I was able to shave like 10 seconds off of whatever it was. It might have been like 2.5 laps around the track, which was crazy. And yeah, I remember I was just like really learning more about myself, but because I was able to trust in God, like I was able to see what I could do. And that was when I had really, that was probably when I was like I was so close to him at that time period, but it helped build like a trust. So now I've been able to get to this point. Like I've realized that modeling was presented because of him. You know, nothing I've done has allowed me to model besides like taking care of my body even before I was doing it as aggressively as now. Like he gave me my look that they liked. He gave me the opportunity and the determination to go back and try again and put my pictures into Wilhelmina. He allowed them to see it and to want to bring me in. And that's all just like God given. That's just blessings. Like he's allowed Under Armour to see me and want to work with me. Like he's given me modeling to be able to start this content. And I wouldn't say I'm as close as I should be right now. I have a lot going on, which isn't an excuse, but it has kind of drawn me away from, you know, really having that connection with him and being satisfied to wanting to like get better at so many other things, like whether it's in the gym or with modeling or with content that I've just haven't like put as much time into that into that relationship. And I know that, but I try to get better at it. And yeah, that's what I would say, how God has influenced my journey so far. And, you know, I say it all the time, but I'm very grateful. Like, that's why I think I'm able to look at the progression that's happened over this past year and be grateful for it and not expect more, because I know I didn't have to do much for it. I've been given a lot by him, you know, very favored in that aspect.
Like people talking about having this almost like this like intrinsic feeling, this intrinsic thing that kind of lets you know that there's more for you, you know, which is really beautiful that you said that. Is there, at least with God, like I want you to talk about kind of like your lowest point and where you are now?
It's so crazy looking back on it now, because now I'm very grateful for that period. I would say the start of my senior year, once again. I'm just very like grateful for it because it helped shape me into who I am now. I know I wouldn't be damn near, I wouldn't even be close to any of the stuff that I'm doing now. I wouldn't have the confidence to be able to post online. I wouldn't feel comfortable in front of the camera like I do. I wouldn't be in the gym working on myself. I wouldn't be as resilient with the day trading or able to trust time. Like going from a low point I was at mentally, just like, why is this happening to me? Why am I losing like certain relationships that I had? Like going from that to everything that I've been able to do, which is so little to me, like in the perspective of where I want to be in my future. But seeing how I went from there to there shows me like that I can do a lot. You feel me? Like it's taught me that I can, if I put the time in, if I put the work in, if I trust time, if I trust God, like I'll be able to get a lot done in this life, you know? That's kind of, yeah, that's what going from the low to now feels like. And, you know, I'm just very, very grateful for that period.
And then I want to talk about your family, right? You kind of mentioned them a little bit throughout your journey. How have they played a role into where you are now, the Christian you are, and kind of just you having this confidence to get behind the camera and not being shy and not having to like, you know, quiver with like the audience that you have, and to kind of have this like stillness to you that you can keep building?
Amazing. Like they've always like told me like I can do whatever. Like I can do whatever I want. Like it's never been a question in my mind I couldn't do something. And that was from them. Also like keeping me in the church and believing from like, I remember I was in Posse at Cornerstone, the Path of Success students, Path of Success. I can't remember the name, but Posse. It was a youth group that I was in, and they told us dare to dream big. And I feel like that's what I've always tried to do, is like dare to dream big. Like whatever I wanted to do, like I never felt like I couldn't do it. It was just like, oh, I had to try doing it. And that's what I realized with a lot of this stuff, man. You just gotta try, be willing to put yourself out there. Like with the modeling, just try, just keep trying, and you know something's gonna come out of it. Like if you put work into something, like you put in so much work, something has to come out of it. Whether you took a loss or when it feels like you're gonna learn something.
What's your advice to the people that are afraid of being mocked or are kind of afraid of the public perception of themselves? Like, what is your advice to them on how to like get out of their shell and be what they want to be?
If you're in a shell and you're trying to get out of it and you're worried about what other people are saying, you just got to realize a lot of the time it's just bullshit what they're on. like, bro, they're either hating or they know they can't do that. They trying to suppress who you can be. Like, bro, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. I had people in my TikTok live comments before any of this was even happening with modeling or just life like that I've jumped into right now. Like, and I'm making money off of content on TikTok before any of this. And people are in my comments talking about, oh, you're down bad, this and that. I'm making 3 times what you're making a week. So it doesn't like, but the comments, if you let it get to your head, that's how it stops. Like what I said earlier with the modeling as a kid, I stopped because I was listening to what people said. I allowed them to put me back in my shell. That is the worst thing you can allow. You're giving them the victory when you do that. Like if God has given you a special talent or a purpose or a calling and you're listening to other people, that's literally the devil trying to come and fight against you because he sees that you have a bigger purpose. And that's the one thing if I have to tell people now, because I'm slowly creeping out of the shell I had been put in, like, you just got to realize like you can do whatever you want to do. There's a lot of people in this world. If you're trying to build an audience, there's a lot of people who want to be like you. There's someone out there who's going to see what you're trying to do and they're going to want to have a piece of that, you know? So whether it's on social media, whether it's a brand, whether it's a business, whether it's something you want to do in the workplace, just try it. Go out of the box. You know, you only live once. You can't box yourself in because then the day you die, you're just gonna be like, damn, like I could have done this, I could have done so much more. And that's the one thing I personally don't want to get to later in life and be like, bro, I should have done this, I should have done that. I've already had those moments with like content, like when I'm like, oh, I had something going there, I should have kept going. Just keep it going. Just keep it going. You never know what's gonna happen.
This is Sage Gatlin. Thank you, bro, for coming here and being a part of the Proud Perspective. It's been a pleasure. It's been great to have you. Do you have anything to say to the people on our way out?
No, yeah, appreciate y'all. I'm sure I'll see you again.